I'm doing it for Dale. Welcome to my latest project for the channel. It's a 1974 Honda Civic that was extremely customized, I believe in the early 80s, into a Ranchero. Can I get it running? What's it look like inside? What's left of it? And what's the future? Let's find out. Let's get to it. Now I'm on my way to pick up the new project car. I'm going to meet the tow truck at the guy's house, so hopefully I'll get a little footage of it there for you. And we are on the way back to my house from the vehicle's owner. This guy's actually picked up a couple cars for me before. He actually picked up this Cherokee. So that's kind of cool that I have him, because I know he's going to do a good job, which is awesome. And it definitely is very small on the back of that trailer, that's for sure. Worse for wear with the left rear tire. Give you a little bit of perspective, that is a 63 Rambler and with the Honda next to it, and there's a lot of difference in size. Very front of the front bumper to the back of the rear bumper, we are just right at 12 feet. I don't know if the size of this thing is really coming across in video, but it is dinky. Finally time to start working on the Honda, get the cover off it, and we're gonna have 2 of the last nice days of the year, so let's do everything I can, get it cleaned out, and see if we can get it to run. It's been hibernating here. I put a cover on it so I could still keep filming my other stuff, and you wouldn't see it until it was time to reveal it. I didn't expect to take this long, but Chandler didn't go as smoothly as I expected. This box was just here so it would give it some fake height so you wouldn't be able to really tell what it was. Not that you probably could have from the basic shape of it anyway, but you know, I wanted this to be a cool reveal and just never expected it to take this long. So my will it run is going to be a little different. I've got to clean the car out first because with my medical stuff I really can't expose myself to sitting in, you know, hantavirus, as people say, with rat poop and who knows what. So I'm going to have to clean it out first and give you a closer look at everything as I vacuum my brains out. Well, let's start in the trunk, or what would be the trunk. There is a trunk-like object down here that we'll get to after I get the random crap out of here first. Some kind of table leg cover or something. It's an oil dipstick. I don't think it's for this car, but we'll save it just in case. Cool. Extra crunchy. He had a custom tonneau cover that covered everything back here, and this is what's left of it. So I won't be able to stretch it out and show it to you because it's pretty well permanently like this, but this might be a good pattern if I choose to redo this to have one of the local sale companies make me a cover system for it. That could be cool. Duct tape and foam. Maybe we can get this out. Get that out of there. I don't know if I need to. Nah, I'm not going to save that for now. Just go in the trash. Ah, there's a missing backup light cover. You really did put a lot of effort into this thing at one point. It's a shame it got to the shape it's in. I don't know if that's more the tonneau cover or car cover or. There, let it sit out in the sun and see if it becomes something else. That's kind of cool. These are hub-centric rings for when you put a custom wheel on a car, so it centers onto the hub, because a lot of aftermarket wheels don't do it, and the factory ones almost all do. So I'm going to keep these around. Bungee cord. I'll get in here with the vacuum, and then we'll see what's in the trunk. Let's see if there's anything hidden in the trap door. No. I can actually see now that it's screwed down, so let me get an actual screwdriver. I'm doing it for Dale. In theory, I'm doing it for Dale. There we go. There is nothing left of that screw. Now, hopefully, you can see what's behind the trap door. In theory. Oh, it's actually stuck down pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and try to clean all the dirt out of all the joints, and hopefully this thing will pop up. Well, hopefully if there's anything living in here, it doesn't want to eat my face. But we'll find out in a minute. Wow. I think this door is technically now a structural piece. Let me open this. There might not be anything left down there. Doesn't help that this wood paneling is just warped like crazy and in the way, but I don't want to take that apart yet. Didn't want to take this panel off now, but I'm taking this panel off now. Caught it. None of this stuff in this area was meant to be exposed to the weather long term, so we'll see what happens. Rear trim out. There we go. Oh, that's crunchy. No, nothing's gonna eat my face. I like that. Yeah. Okay. It's steel wrapped over a wood core, so I'll probably save it at least for template. I'm not 100% sure what direction I'm going with this car yet. I have an idea, but let's see how it goes. Well, it is a rotted mess in here. I'll get the vacuum back in here and see what's left of it. The rear cargo area for the truck, I'll show you that now, is a mess. It looks like it has a wood laminate subfloor that is delaminating and lifting all the sheet metal that he put on top. He put the roll bar on with carriage bolts, so that'll be interesting to take apart, but this thing is rotted. As you'll see in the interiors, I'm going through it starting to vacuum. It's a mess, but hopefully I can save some of the cooler features and find out some mystery on the vehicle, because as far as I know, these were straight imported, as you'll see with some of the pedals and some of the way some of the things were put together. Let's see what amenities the custom interior has to provide. Well, 80s custom interior. I only paid $300 for it, so you get what you pay for. Overall, it's going to be an extremely fun project. It's going to be a lot like the Chambler, but very different, because I'm actually going to be able to start from the beginning, and where this is going is not where the Chambler is. But a lot of the same techniques are going to be used, but it's a much bigger build and a much smaller car. Like I said, we'll clean this all out, and tiny water bottle. And we'll see where we're at. I'll vacuum everything up and show you just how bad these floors are. But also some of the cool custom touches that they did. Like I said, this was a show car in the 80s. I'm assuming the early 80s. Hey, the seat moves. This appears to be door sill, lower door sill trim. It's in horrible shape, but you know, weather stripping of some kind. Go ahead and start vacuuming out the driver's side, and now there's nothing really securing any of this crap. The driver's side's a tiny bit more secure. There is a seatbelt buckle in there, so hopefully at least I'll have, you know, lap belts. This very large piece of poop behind the driver's seat, I'm assuming it was raccoon, because it was about the size of a mouse. I think that orange color is what the carpet actually was at one point. All right, door number 2. Yeah, more of the same. But there is factory air cleaner. Ooh, there's hopefully just an air filter in there, but we'll find out later. The ink is pretty well bled out of this, but I'll see if I can read it and tell you what's going on later. There's some mold on it too. Yay, I'm allergic to that. Nope, not going to show you that. It's the registration from the old owner. From this temporary insurance registration form, it appears that this was off the road as of about the end of 2008. So it's 14, 15 years it's been off the road. I don't want to know what that little tiny bug crawling on this piece of paper is. It's microscopic. Last registration was actually... Oh, never mind. It's for a different car. Parking sticker from the Henry Ford Museum. If you've never gone there or heard about that, it's a very neat museum in Dearborn, Michigan. It has basically a ton of interesting stuff, machinery, cars, and it changes all the time. I'll see if I can get you to go with me there. I'll see if I can take a camera there. Try to find that out. That might be something cool to do in the next couple episodes, or probably next year, because it's not going to be easy for me to get in there. Well, that's a lever for something, so I won't be chucking that, other than on the other side of the car. Very gross towel. Yeah, something definitely was living in here. Probably several somethings. So we're just gonna put their bedding and poop in the can. Rubber gloves and ooh, the worst thing on the planet Earth. The frickin' Scotch locks. I hate these things. They're absolute garbage. Unless you're in an emergency, never use these things. The rubber gloves are petrified. It's wiring for some kind of small electrical thing. Could be stereo related. Not 100% sure. In the can. Near the can. Well, let's see if this seat works. Even if it does, there's no floor. Yeah. Oh. Found the problem. Yeah, there's no floor. It's an ashtray for the rear passenger because this would have been a hatchback. So there you go. Just gonna get this out of my way for now and vacuum, and then I'll put this back in because I really don't have any place else to put it. And it's as clean as it's gonna get, and you can really see how bad the floors are. Glove box is empty. The dash is in remarkably good shape, which is cool because whatever I do with it in the future, it's definitely going to keep this dash. And no matter what I buy, apparently I have to make inner rockers. I'm going to assume for the moment that I'm not going to be able to find them. Whatever I do with it, it's going to need inner rockers, that's for sure. Let's see what's in the air cleaner. Hey, nothing's going to eat my face. That's nice. It might still be good. It looks like that's factory. I don't know if that's a spark arrestor or what it is. Thermatic valve. Yeah, somebody might need this, whether I use it or not. Don't worry, the hood is trashed. I believe what the previous owner had said was that a basketball hoop fell and crushed the hood, which sucks because this hood was pretty clean. I was going to use this hood scoop or something, but it's fiberglass and trashed. It looks like it has an old custom stereo system by a company called Bowman. I know very little about it. If you know anything about the Bowman stereo systems or what era they're from, please let me know. I'd greatly appreciate that. I assume I'll find more stuff hidden as I'm taking the dash and all the components apart in the interior. I'm likely going to end the first round of cleanup here tonight. I've got to go finish working on the shambler. Tomorrow's going to, well, it's supposed to be a beautiful day. I need to get more rubber gloves and I need to get some more jack stands. I need some little ones. The liver's a big one, so more of this tomorrow morning. So it'll probably be... Well, it's the next day, so let's see what's under the power barn. Not much. Let's get to vacuuming this massive power barn out and, see if we can get it to run. At least, turn it over by hand and see where it is. 75 cubic inch displacement. Next logical step is to see if it'll turn over, and I don't think I'm going to be able to get a wrench on the crank bolt, at least not from the top. Then I'll see if I can move anything. Yeah, that's a no. I'm going to get a big pry bar and just try to push gently on the fins of the alternator to see if it'll turn over. If that can't get access, then I'm going to check a couple of the things up top, make sure it's got oil in it, see if the carburetor moves, and then we'll start lifting it up. Not worried about direction or rotation, I just want to see if it'll move. Oh, alternator pulley moves. Previous owner said he believed it needed a fuel pump, and I don't doubt that he's right on that, but I think this carburetor is completely funked. Oh no, it does, it sort of works. It's not the first carburetor I've ever worked on, but they've all been Hondas so far, so. Generator carburetors aren't exactly the same, but the carburetor works, but it's definitely gummy. I'll hit it with brake clean and see where we're at. That's better. Work the throttle pedal, see what happens. Well, here we go. Let's see if this does anything. So I was trying to turn the alternator with a ratchet when there's a bolt on the pulley. So my brain turned back on and I got a wrench. So let's see if that works. Let's give this a shot. Well, the alternator spins free, so yeah, I'm gonna have to lift it up. Also, some things I've learned about the vehicle, just farting around down here. That's the coil, fuel filter, fuel pump on the, well, we consider the back of the engine. And then it looks like at some point they had a aftermarket fuel pump or strange, it could just be a filter. It's just weirdly set up with wiring, so I'm assuming it's a little pump. But yeah, that's a pump, so maybe I'll have to try one of those cookie clack electric pumps that everybody talks about, or I could see if that thing works, but I'm assuming it doesn't because it's capped, but I got a little tiny bit of time, so. Give me the first time I've looked underneath the car. I was trying to save it for the videos to show you my actual reaction when I see how good or bad it is. I'm unfortunately voting bad, but we'll see. Sway bar isn't connected to anything. That's great. Let's jack this thing up and see what we can see. That's not normal so far. Oh, I see a lot of rot. I see a lot of rot. Hopefully I'll get a little better view over here. Well, apparently it has a very long travel front suspension. Or things are just gonna fall off. One of the, hey, the tires are finally off the ground. Just making the camber on the rear tire 10 times worse. Yeah. Okay, we didn't see that. Well, there's my access hole of the crank bolt. See if I can get a wrench or something in there. Well, before I go any farther, let's blow some of the crap out from underneath the car. Yeah, we're behind the driver's side front tire. And she is a crusty. Gotta find some place. Yeah, gotta find some place to put a floor jack. This stringer is suspension support and front K-member support, so this should be strong enough. Just gotta spend the next 4 hours cranking this thing up. I don't want to be underneath here without something else supporting it. Now I'll leave the passenger side and we'll get to trying to crank this little guy over. Figured I might as well take the front wheel off because you know, I need more access to the nut to turn the, yeah, we'll see how crusty this is once I get this off. So far. Ooh. Yeah, it's pretty crusty in there. But I do have access to the crankshaft bolt, so hopefully I can turn it. And this thing is pretty well toast. I have some ideas of what I want to do to it. Full restoration is more than likely not in the cards. It's too far gone for that. If you have something you'd like to see happen to this car, leave in the comments. Let me know. Nothing 100% in stone yet. I just know where I want to go with it, and I know what I think I can do, both skill-wise, and it'll be a challenge, but financially too. Hopefully not as much challenge. Let's see if we can get the crank over. Stand up and see if we can get the crank over. Oh! Hey! It started to make a tiny bit of compression there. You can see it rotating. Sorry, the sun's the perfect spot to block everything out. So that's good. I'm not feeling a ton of compression, but I'm also not feeling a hard spot. It's a good sign. At least it moves. That is a damn good sign. Now I'll see what the heck the ignition system looks like and see if I can get a battery to fit in there. I have a battery, but it's going to be like 4 sizes too big, so that'll be fun too. Well, let's go ahead and put it back down on the ground, at least for the time being. Still in one piece. Let's do some more basic stuff. Check the oil. Let's see about the ignition. It hasn't. It's black as my soul, but it hasn't. A little bit gassy. It is overfilled, so I'll check the wires, the plugs, make sure they're tight. I don't see any direct evidence of at least bad mouse chews. It's going to be an absolute ton of vacuum leaks. Not horrible. Cap wire. Seems alright. Seems like the boot's out of whack. Oop. This whole thing is technically the cap for the coil. Nuts are on it. It's not horrible. Not green crusties or anything. There was evidence of an alarm, so that could make getting it to start a little problematic, but worst case, at least I know to look out for that. Go catch it. Come on. It actually looks surprisingly clean in there. Let's see if anything jumps out of here. Probably not, but you never know. It's full of green, clean coolant. This thing might actually run. Holy crap, because it certainly doesn't look like it would from everything in the interior and the way the suspension is, but yeah, it's quite impressed. I'm extremely surprised. I have no idea what this is. Let's see if I can clean this off and read this little emblem. Danger, engine will start even with transmission in gear before operating the switch. Place transmission in neutral and fully apply parking brake. Read owner's manual. Well, that's pretty friggin' impressive. It looks like it's a underhood starter. That could come in really friggin' handy or be extremely dangerous. We'll find out. Let's check the transmission, see if I can put it in or out of gear or what's going on with that. Oh, wow. Oh, crap. Hate to push it, but wow, this thing is rough. Can't tell what's neutral and what's not. 4-speed. Oh, well, it could be the fact that there's nothing really connecting the shift assembly. In theory, okay, that's neutral. Okay, at least I know. You're just cruising around and you want all the extra throw. There you go. When you need that sports speed shifter, bam. I'm amazed I'm actually sitting in here, but I have cleaned everything up quite a bit. I do have to de-germ these seats because the seats are theoretically salvageable. So it goes. Well, I have no idea if this is points or anything else, what type of ignition this is. We will find out together. Actually pretty clean. Yeah, it's points. I get to learn about points. Never had a car with points, at least not the last 20 years. I definitely have to clean them because I highly doubt I'll find parts for this thing. You never know, it is a Honda. They still probably make just about everything. I have these little machinist files. I'll see if those work out. You guys have a better method of doing this stuff, I'm all ears. It's like I said, I don't think I've ever actually had anything with points that I've addressed before. I think it's time to throw a battery in and see if it'll crank over. At least turning would be nice. Oh, the Chandler, the Chandler's donating its undersized battery for the what's going to be an oversized battery for the Honda. Ooh, this is. Oh, I'm going to have to. There's like 2 strands of wire holding this on, so I have to try to. Yeah, I'll try to fix this first. Well, the old connector didn't want to play well and started to strip out, so I threw another one on there. So let's see if we can let the smoke out. No whammies, no whammies. I got nothing. I don't smell anything either, though, so I'll try to clean the connector off on this as well before we go too much farther. Yeah, I'm seeing nothing. I doubt this is going to do anything, but we'll give it a shot. Nope. I likely have power issues somewhere else. The starter looks to be connected. This just might need a much better ground. Yeah, I'm going to have to figure out a better ground. Yeah, that might have been what this other cable was for, so I'm going to lop it off, get a clean end, and put a new connector on it, and I might just self-tapper it to the chassis. We'll see how it goes. Huzzah! It works. Put this on my bench vise. Nice bench vise. You know, it's nice when you have the proper tools to do stupid things that aren't really the proper tools. Here, let's give this another try. Let's get Mr. Positive on there. Yeah, still not getting anything from Mr. Negative. Give it a shot. I doubt I'm going to hear anything or see anything. No. Try the key. Doubt it'll do anything, but give it a shot. I don't hear any smoke. Release the hamsters. Oh, I got dash lights. Turn signal's on. Let's crank this bad boy over. All right, here we go. In 3. That is hot damn awesome. I guess battery's dead or something let smoke out that I don't know about. But yeah, that battery's toast. The lights are getting dim. Jump pack engaged. Keys in pocket. Jump pack engaged again. Keys in ignition. It's not gonna be enough to start it. I kind of want to throw some carb cleaner and see if it'll. I'm gonna do it anyway. It's probably not the smartest idea, but I'm gonna do it. I don't have any carb clean, so a little brake cleaner should see. No, I highly doubt anything is gonna happen, but you never know. Yeah, it's just not enough charge. See what I can do to charge that battery. Well, actually, I don't have any way to charge that battery. See if I can figure out a way to charge the battery up, which will help. I do have one other battery I can check, but that's probably going to be way too big to even fit in there. Yeah, I just checked the Chandler battery and it has 3.5 volts. My other battery has 9, and it's way huge, so I'm not even going to bother trying to get in there. I'll call a friend, see if they've still got a battery charger, and hopefully I can pick it up tonight or tomorrow morning. Borrowed a battery charger from my buddy Derek, so we'll see how this battery takes a charge. And of course, it's raining today. I'm gonna have to turn my focus back to the Chandler because, you know, I need to work on this and it can't do the crap I need to do that in the rain. So back to this. I think the battery's pretty well baked now. I'm gonna pull it off the charger and see if I can get the Honda started. Finally stopped raining. Again, this is supposed to be the very last nice day. It's actually 76 in Michigan, surprisingly. I'm gonna blow the leaves off, get the battery off the Easy Bake Oven, and try to get this bad boy started. Let's try this all over again. Hopefully we get something fun. At least get it to start. It'd be awesome. At least turn over and like want a fire would be great. Little down the yap. Let's see what she does. Nothing at all. Okay. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Come on. Okay, well, let's see if the battery's toast. It was on the charger, and the charger said it was full, but we'll check it again. Let's see what the meter tells us. Anyway, we have almost 13 volts, so something's got to be loose somewhere. Leave you here looking at the meter, and as I turn the key over, we'll see if we get a battery draw. I'm gonna look at the battery draw. I'll definitely wipe that battery. Yeah, that battery's seen better days, but let's see what I can do to check spark and charge the battery again. Don't know if I'll be able to tell if I get any spark or not, but well, it's awesome. We got a nice strong spark. There we go. I just hate to put any more in there, but a little saucy sauce. Here goes nothing again. It is so close to firing. I hate to keep putting stuff in it because I don't want to lock it. But I'm going to do what I got to do. That is way too much gas. Come on, baby, come on. Let it cool down, let me cool down, then I'll try it again. I've done some further testing and I know that I have power at the points. The only thing I don't know for sure is that I have power at the plugs themselves. Threw a little more gas in there, found out that the negative battery cable was loose in the housing I made for it, so hopefully we actually have a little juice this time and she fires right up. Come on. Come on, baby. Come on. Oh. Ooh, right there. Come on. Darn it. It's right there. It wants to. Really wants to. Yes! Yes! That was awesome. There's something dead in the muffler from the smell of it, but this is probably going to be dumb, but here we go. I can't work the throttle the way the carb is set up, so I'm going to have to jump back in. That's awesome. I got a lot farther than I thought I was going to with this. Everything works a lot better than I expected. The engine's in 100% better shape than I thought it was going to be. Doesn't mean it's a good shape, but it's 10,000 times better than I thought it was going to be. I do believe I'm going to have to pull the carb and try to go through it and understand it, but I'm going to have to look online and see what I can find out about these older Honda carbs. That's massive progress, though. I think if I had another set of hands, someone to help work the throttle, I worked the gas, it would get running and stay running, but I just can't maneuver myself around enough, even with this small car, to do that. But this is awesome progress. Well, it's time to take this carb off. Done a little bit of research. I'll throw what I think the carb is up, and I hopefully can research that once I get it off and actually hopefully find a part number or two. You need all the carb bolts loose, and then I'm going to have to take all the connectors and lines and everything else off. Let me just take this bracket off. Make it a little tiny bit easier. Ooh, I can smell the stale gas. I'm going to have to get the bracket all the way off to get the cable out of the throttle assembly linkage. Yeah, our weather went from mid-70s yesterday to low 50s today, and rain. I'll do as much as I can before it gets really nasty. So, one electrical connector, fuel line, and this one vacuum fitting, and this carb should be able to come off the intake. Oh wow, this clamp is toast. Yeah, that's absolute toast. Can be any nasty gas in there. Oh, that line's rock hard. This is the only electrical connector that I see, or any sensor. It doesn't look like there's an easy way to take that off. I might have to unthread this from the carb body. Get this bolts, this thing's out. Come on out of there. There's got to be some kind of pressure needle and see, because there's definitely gas in it, that's for sure. Might have to leave that just in place until I get the carb body up and make sure there's nothing hiding in there. I don't want to lose parts. I don't think I can get a lot of parts for this. At least not on my budget of 0. And I'm not a fan of the way this is designed to sit on top of its own hardware. I don't know how easy this is going to be to take off. It's been on long enough, it might be a little bit of a problem. There we go. Let's see what horrors lie beneath. Come on. Oop. Take this off now. Yeah, little tiny holes and a lot of goo in there. Not going to worry about cleaning this out right now. I'm going to make a cap for it and focus on the carburetor. I don't know much about carburetors, and I really know absolutely nothing about these little Honda carburetors, so it's giving me a learning experience. I know that some of the seals and gaskets are just invisible or junk. So I'm going to try to take this top off, just start systematically taking things apart and bag and tag it. Good Lord, that's a long screw. It's not just... I do need to protect my plastic eyes, so I gotta put on some safety glasses, but I need to clean them first because they're gross. I hope this is gonna come off. I guess I will find out. I'm probably not going to be able to save that gasket. Looks like I'm going to take the entire linkage apart. Gasket hopefully come off as one piece. Likely not going to be able to reuse it, but it would be nice to be able to use it as a template to make a new one. You want to let go. You don't want to stay stuck on there. I don't want to take the assembly. I don't want to take anything apart I don't absolutely have to. There we go. It's dirty in there, but it's not horrible. Take some of this apart, there's no way around it. There are likely people screaming at me right now. I'm doing this completely wrong. This gasket's trashed anyway, but I want to keep as much of it together as I can. Dump this in and clean everything up and show what else to do. So I went to O'Reilly's and bought a supply of the stuff I'm going to need, like carb cleaner and gasket maker and vacuum tubing, and I'm going to clean this up as best I can and throw it back together because I don't have time to wait for a whole gasket or rebuild kit, and I'm not keeping this motor, so just like it to run for more than 3 seconds. Now let's start cutting gaskets and see how well that goes. It's been a very long time since I've done that. Before cleaning, after cleaning. Now all the gaskets are done. And per the very grainy diagram I found, this little guy that fell out when I was draining it appears to go right in there. I'm going to see what I can do to put this back together in as orderly a fashion as humanly possible. It's by no means going to be perfect. I'd say this is not exactly perfect is an understatement. Just gently. No, don't tear. Just pull. There we go. Should it be this tight? No. Is it just going to deal with it and hope to God it works? Yep. Everything else lines up mostly. Whew. Okay. Well, something's going to fall off. That's not what I wanted to, but it's better than the other options. So. Just going to throw all the screws in. I'll remove the ones that go for the throttle bracket once I get it carb in the car. Just want to have this tightened down as evenly as humanly possible. Got the spring in the arm on in what I believe to be the correct direction. Got the E-clip in. I just need to put the cotter pin in. So this appears to work correctly. Now I gotta get all the linkage back together and get the feeling back in my hands. I'm gonna go ahead and pull that cardboard cap off, clean up the area, and get ready to start mounting the carb again. I'm gonna get all the junk off there and get what I can out of the intake. Everything's cleaned up, so let's start putting the gaskets and the parts on. Get this car back in place. I also simply put a cap on the spacer. I assume it's for manifold vacuum, but that's a guess at this point. Like I said, not going to be perfect. It should work out just fine. Throw the nuts on it, and then we will start reconnecting everything. You can't do this with gloves on, and it is not pleasant out here today. I'm going to try to do this quick, go on warm my hands up, and come back out. So I don't doubt there's some magically easier way to do this, but I don't know it, and I'm too... oh hell. I spent half an hour underneath the car trying to find the nut the second nut I lost. I found one of them. Yeah, I went so far as a sweep, and yeah, nothing doing. So I thankfully actually had something a little metric nut, and it looks like it's going to work. So as soon as I get these bad boys tightened, we should be in business, at least with installing the carb. Well, I have the choke adjusted, and it still works, which is awesome. I'm going to spend a couple quality minutes in front of my furnace in the garage, and then I will go fill it with fuel, and hopefully it starts. I need to shave, holy crap. You need a new razor, that's part of the problem. I'm babbling to myself. Shop lights. Let's see if I'm a carburetor hero or a carburetor zero. No, right now I'm not touching anything. Carburetor can't put stuff in the hole. Close the choke. Here we go. Can't imagine that's not enough gas, but I guess we'll find out. I don't see anything obviously leaking. It wants to party. I just gotta figure out how to get it to party. Hot damn! Kind of smells like a weed eater, but you know, hey, it's just a Honda. I gotta get more gas in the bowls. Poured gas straight into the tubes without that cap. Hopefully it works. See you in a second. Whoa! So the stock fuel pump is not bad. Okie dokie, good to know. That was idling on its own. I'm going to let it air out and figure out a place to put the bad gas that just came pouring out of there. Got some stuff last night. I'm gonna go ahead and start it back up and drain the bad gas out of it, hopefully, and let it run and idle for a bit and then see where we're at. All right, I do have a fire extinguisher handy, by the way. It's definitely finicky. Should be enough gas in there to start it, but you never know. Worst case, I'll throw a little carb cleaner in it. Dang it. Yep. I just gonna give it the beans, and it starts, it starts. If it doesn't, it's time to move on to some other parts of the car. At least I know it starts and runs for a second or two. Secondary plunger here. When I started to fill the carb bowl way up, started to notice fuel coming out of it. So I've got a leak in this. It's part that I did not touch. And you give it one last, well, actually when I reconnect the battery, I'll give it one last shot. I'm extremely happy with how the Honchero, which is what I'm calling it, has gone so far. It's in much better shape than I thought it was, at least for the engine. That's great, because the next video you see, I'll be pulling that and the transmission out. I'm going to sell those to help try to fund the project. show you the wiring, show you the undercarriage and the rear suspension, and show you why this is basically, I bought a shell. It's a very cool shell. It's a one-of-a-kind shell, and I'm going to be doing something extremely cool with it. And so I have an engine trans for this and some other stuff I want to use, but this is likely going to become something completely different. Let me know what you want to see. Let me know what you think of it, what you'd like to see with it. I'll try to get some stuff together to show you what I want to do for the next episode, and then you guys can tell me what you think. But leave a comment if you like this thing, if you'd like to know more about it. I'll try to dig up some stuff. Like I said, I think it was a show car in the 80s, but I'm not 100% sure. But somebody customized the heck out of it at some point, so it was probably a very cool looking car when it was in fantastic shape. Next thing you'll see is some stuff for the winter maintenance on my fleet. You'll see the completion of the chambler as soon as humanly possible. It's that last 20% of the build, so things take forever. It's all the little stuff, but that needs to be done at least before Christmas, if not as fast as humanly possible. Jeep events, PRI, a whole bunch of stuff. So like, share, and subscribe, and thank you very much for watching. Again, let me know what you think of this thing and what you'd like to see of it. And you never know, you guys could have a great idea that changes how I plan to do this, but we'll see what happens. Thank you.